Here's something that will shock every Baltimore Orioles fan. Their franchise has never witnessed a perfect game in its entire history. But here's where it gets controversial. A rookie pitcher with a disastrous 6.70 ERA almost changed that narrative forever, and most people completely missed how extraordinary this moment truly was. Brandon Young, whose love for classic rock music mirrors his ability to deliver instant classics on the mound, came tantalizingly close to baseball immortality. In what can only be described as a masterpiece performance, he systematically dismantled 23 consecutive batters before former Oriole Ramon Urias managed to break through with an infield hit during the 8th frame of Baltimore's commanding 7-0 triumph over Houston at Daikin Park. But here's the part most people miss. The way this perfect game bid ended reveals everything wrong with modern baseball's obsession with rushed decision-making. When Urias sent a ground ball toward the left side of the infield, Young executed a spectacular bare-hand pickup. However, throwing off his back foot in what appeared to be unnecessary haste, the ball sailed beyond first baseman Kobe Mayo's reach, resulting in both a hit and an error. Critics argue Young had sufficient time to set his feet properly, but can we really blame a pitcher for feeling the immense pressure of the moment? The emotional weight of this near-historic achievement wasn't lost on Young's support system. Family members and close friends, who had traveled the 90-minute journey from his hometown of Lumberton, Texas, rose to their feet in appreciation of his remarkable effort. Despite the heartbreak of losing his perfect game bid, Young demonstrated exceptional mental fortitude by securing the final out, finishing with an impressive 25 batters faced and 24 retired. What makes this story even more compelling is Young's recent struggles leading up to this gem. Having never pitched beyond 6 innings in his major league career, and coming off a particularly brutal 3-inning outing where he surrendered 6 runs while openly criticizing his own performance, nobody could have predicted such dominance against the American League West's first-place team. Through 7 complete innings, he had thrown merely 74 pitches while inducing weak contact and routine fly balls, making baseball history seem genuinely achievable. And this is the part most people miss about pressure situations. It affects everyone, not just the pitcher. The defensive unit behind Young was visibly feeling the intensity of the moment. Dylan Carlson nearly collided with the outfield wall in foul territory while pursuing Jesus Sanchez's fly ball with 2 outs in the 7th inning. When Sanchez eventually grounded to Mayo, the throw forced the 6'6" right-hander to stretch backward for the ball, missing an error by mere inches. Mayo's visible relief was palpable, while Young maintained his stoic composure throughout. The 8th inning brought even more drama. Yainer Diaz launched a fly ball 368 feet toward right center field with 1 out. Greg Allen called for the catch, but Daniel Johnson cut across his path to make the play, resulting in a collision between teammates. These moments of defensive uncertainty only amplified the magnitude of what Young was attempting to accomplish. Here's where the controversy deepens. The Baltimore Orioles have managed just 6 no-hitters in their franchise history, with John Means delivering the most recent on May 5, 2021 in Seattle. Young's performance tied him with Mike Mussina's August 4, 1998 effort for the second-longest stretch of perfect innings in organizational history. But here's the question that should spark debate. How is it possible that a pitcher signed as a free agent in 2020, after every single team passed on him in the shortened draft, nearly achieved what no Oriole had ever accomplished? What does this say about modern talent evaluation? The roster implications following this game raise additional questions about organizational decision-making. The Orioles plan to activate an outfielder on Sunday, but surprisingly, this doesn't reference Dylan Beavers, who started as designated hitter for Triple-A Norfolk in Jacksonville. Despite Beavers being available and the team's obvious need for outfield depth, management chose not to select his contract or transport him to Houston for the series' final 2 games against right-handed starters. Colton Cowser's situation adds another layer of complexity to the outfield picture. According to interim manager Tony Mansolino, Cowser should return from the concussion-injured list this weekend. He's been sidelined since August 6th in Philadelphia when he crashed into the left field wall while making a spectacular catch on Harrison Bader's fly ball. However, his recent offensive struggles, just 3 hits in his last 24 at-bats and only 1 home run since July 5th, raise questions about his immediate impact. Currently, the Orioles list merely 3 outfielders on their active roster: Allen, Johnson, and Carlson. However, the versatility shown by Jeremiah Jackson, who has started 8 games in right field, and Ryan Noda with 3 right field starts, demonstrates the team's creative approach to roster construction. But here's what's controversial. Is this makeshift approach sustainable for a team with playoff aspirations? Jackson's emergence has been particularly noteworthy, collecting 2 more hits in last night's victory, including a 108.8-mile-per-hour single and a run-scoring hit that provided the game's 5th run. His offensive production suggests potential utility value for next season, especially with Urias now traded to Houston. However, defensive questions remain, as evidenced by his late-game substitutions and Allen pinch running for him. I don't know if comfortable is the right word, but I definitely feel like I'm getting my footing, Jackson admitted Thursday afternoon. There's a lot of good guys around here that are helping me get better every day. Just to be in a group like this, it's easy to get better, and it's been awesome. Jackson's Wednesday triple marked his 2nd in just 10 Major League games, matching the production of only 2 other Orioles in their first 10 games, Al Bumbry in 1972 and Bobby Grich in 1970. This raises an intriguing question. Could Jackson become the next surprise star in Baltimore's system? The organizational roster turnover has reached historic proportions. Johnson became the 32nd different batter utilized by Baltimore this season, leading all Major League teams. The Chicago White Sox trail with 31 different hitters used. This represents the highest total before September since 2018, when the team employed 34 different hitters. 31 of the season's hitters are position players, with Trevor Rogers contributing 2 at-bats in Texas as the lone pitcher. Tyler Wells continues his rehabilitation process, throwing 77 pitches over 5 innings for Norfolk, including 52 strikes. Despite allowing 3 runs and 6 hits, with 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and a home run, Wells appears to need 1 or 2 additional outings before potential reinstatement to the Major League roster. The bullpen save situation reveals organizational depth and adaptability. 8 different Orioles have recorded saves this season. Felix Bautista leads with 19, followed by Keegan Aiken, Brian Baker, and Seranthony Dominguez with 2 each, while Yennier Cano, Dietrich Enns, Corbin Martin, and Gregory Soto have contributed 1 apiece. Last year's team featured 9 different save contributors, led by Craig Kimbrell's 23 saves. Interestingly, 9 different save contributors ties for second most in franchise history, trailing only the 10 recorded in 1987. That memorable season featured Tom Niedenfuhr leading with 13 saves, followed by Ken Dixon, 5, Mark Williamson, 3, Don Ace, 2, Jack O'Connor, 2, Doug Corbett, 1, Luis De Leon, 1, Mike Griffin, 1, John Habian, 1, and Dave Schmidt, 1. Aiken's inherited runner management has been exceptional, allowing only 2 of 25 inherited runners to score, representing an 8% rate that ranks 2nd best in the majors behind the Dodgers' Ben Kasparius, who has stranded all 23 inherited runners. If maintained, Aiken's performance would establish a new single-season franchise record, surpassing Mark Thurman's 10.5% mark from 1988. Gunnar Henderson's offensive leadership continues to impress across multiple categories. Currently leading the team in doubles, triples, and hits, Henderson could become the first Oriole to accomplish this feat in consecutive seasons, since Hall of Famer Brooks Robinson achieved it from 1960 to 62. His clutch hitting with runners in scoring position has been remarkable, entering last night's game with a Major League leading .511 average, 23 for 45 in those situations since June. He contributed a sacrifice fly and RBI single to maintain that excellence. Additionally, Henderson has maintained defensive reliability, remaining error-free since June 8. Adley Rutschman's career trajectory continues its impressive arc through 458 games across 4 seasons. He's positioned to join Bobby Grich as the only Orioles to record at least 450 hits and 250 walks within their first 500 career games, highlighting his exceptional plate discipline and contact ability. The organization's future appears bright, with recent draft selection Caden Odine making an immediate impact. The 30th overall pick from Coastal Carolina has scorched professional pitching through 3 games, going 6 for 11 with Class A Delmarva, while contributing an RBI single in his most recent appearance. MLB Pipeline currently ranks Bodine as the organization's 10th best prospect, selected as the team's 2nd pick following Auburn catcher, outfielder Ike Irish. But here's the question that should divide the fan base. With all these moving pieces and near-historic achievements, are the Orioles building something special? Or are they just another team that comes tantalizingly close to greatness? Brandon Young's near-perfect game might be the perfect metaphor for this franchise. So close to history, yet still searching for that elusive breakthrough moment. What do you think? Are moments like these building blocks for championship success, or just beautiful footnotes in another season of what could have been? The comments section awaits your verdict.